Hello, welcome to another Alpha Strike We Play video, and now we're looking at what Tarron has that he's built to go up against my awesome custom rocks.
Yeah, more ProtoMech building, but this one will be a quick one. I'm just going to go through what I did because I've got like 3 different versions here, so we'll do that.
That's it.
All good?
Right.
It's getting to be a thing now. Yeah, get some more weights in.
Do we need to... Oh, well, there's that. We could get an assistant to come in and just do your swooshes for you.
I can have a swooshy.
A swooshy.
Put your applications in the comments.
Yeah, swooshy. Imagine that on your resume.
You will turn up, you will walk in, you will swoosh, and then you will leave. That will be it.
That is it.
That is it. You go and make sure my trailer's stopped.
You can have a little bit for yourself while you do it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Anyway,
dear.
Sidetracked. So Tarron's designed a couple of ProtoMechs, I hear. And he's going to use those to crush me and my soul.
So you liked the rock, I liked the rock. But I was also thinking, with all the mythology and beasties and things, I thought, well, what's a beastie that I know that they haven't done? And I thought harpy, and then I thought, no, I don't want to do a harpy. So I thought, and I thought, and I thought, and then I went, I want it to be reasonably tough. I want it to be able to jump/fly, and I want it to be fairly quick and annoying.
It's a great eagle.
It's a gargoyle.
A gargoyle.
The gargoyle. So if you think on like D&D gargoyles are like flappy things, and some of the gargoyles in various bits and pieces are like flappy things, and they come around and they're tough because they're made of stone.
True.
And they're annoying as heck fire, and they can hurt you because they're made of stone.
Yes.
Right. So then what I thought was, I don't really want to have the same thing every time. I want to make some variants of them, and I don't want to be too cheesy. Now, cheesy for these guys would be everything covered in missiles and possibly with Inferno ammo. You covered yours in missiles, but you didn't take a single point of Inferno ammo, which I'm very impressed with. Well done, buddy.
Thank you.
Okay, I took some. Because I'm that a-hole.
Because I'm that guy.
But what I originally made was a 15-tonner Balrog that had basically the same thing and was covered in Inferno missiles. So I'm being good, all right? You guys don't know. I'm being nice here.
Yeah.
This is me being cool.
Yeah.
All right, so I've got my base level soldier gargoyle, okay? Base level soldier gargoyle. And what I wanted was for them to have a fairly standard everything and just flip a couple of like weaponry cars, right? I didn't want them to be all different speeds and all different armor configurations and all that sort of thing. So I wanted to try and keep it as flat level on everything as possible and just muck around with their weaponry.
Okay.
Now, I built mine in Mech Lab, which has a handy little button that you click that says New ProtoMech, and it brings up a thing and you can muck around, right? Which is cool. But when you go to print them, it prints them one at a time on a sheet instead of a list of 5. And I haven't figured out how to make it do 5, so there you go.
Make it an image.
Yeah, so what I did was I photocopied the hand sheet thing, and I filled it out based on what I did in Mech Lab.
That's cool. I'll end up doing that with mine anyway. I think it'll be just relaxing time, just filling in dots and stuff.
Yeah, pretty much. I gave them all except one 30 points of armor. I wanted decent armor. I think the max it told me that I could have was 35. But I'm pretty sure you said it was 38.
38 is what I got.
So it was 30 something.
With a main gun, remember?
Oh, with a main gun.
Yes.
Ah, okay. These guys do not use a main gun.
Ooh, fancy.
So they've got weapons in locations, but I'm not using the main gun for the base level guys. Okay, so that's probably where the 35 comes in. Right. Okay, so I've got 30 points of armor. I wanted them to have jump, and I didn't want to go too overboard with the size of the engine. So I made them, coincidentally enough, 585s. And that's I started laughing when you were saying, "Oh, I want to do 585," and I'm like, "Oh God!" I was trying to be so cool and different, but you took the 5 jump out of your main variant that you're actually going to use, right? So I've got a slight advantage, very slight advantage. And then what I thought was, I want to stay away from too much energy weaponry, because, as you said, the heat sinks muck you up. You've got to add in heat sinks every time you try and do it.
Yeah.
So I tried to stay away from energy weaponry, but I also wanted to make them functional. I don't want to just go, weapons, boom. I wanted to make them have an actual, thing. So I gave each of the soldier guys in the torso an ER small laser.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, so each one has an ER small laser in its torso and associated bits and pieces. So that's a 6 range, long range with 5 damage.
5 damage, yep, and it's about a ton when you add up everything.
Something like that, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Once you've got everything there, it's about a ton.
Yeah, I was looking at the ER small laser. I was thinking, oh, maybe I'll just change the laser and give it something else, but I don't know.
I wanted them to have something that wasn't ammo dependent.
True. It is good.
And because you're buying individual rounds for these guys, you're not buying a ton and getting half a scenario worth out of it. You're buying
per shot
individual shots for your weapons.
Weapon.
But I also wanted them to have some cool stuff, and I haven't really used these much, but we've read about them a lot, so I thought, why not grab 2, 1 in each arm, and that is the AP Gauss rifle.
You was going to have it.
So
you was going to take some.
Each one has an AP Gauss in each arm. So they've got 2 AP Gauss, and they've got 12 rounds split between the 2.
Nice.
So that's 6 shots each.
That's good.
Which is not bad, right? That's 12.
But that's 2 damage out to a decent
it's
range.
3 out to 9. So medium laser range, and it's 3 damage. And against infantry, which we're not doing, but if you were, again, this is a function thing rather than a gameplay thing. If you were sending these out as, say, low-level scouts that could move around the battlefield, annoy the crap out of people, maybe take out an infantry platoon here and there,
definitely
do a little damage, start some fires, they would work.
Yeah.
So I grabbed 2 AP Gauss. Now I've got this listed as a soldier variant of the Gargoyle, and 7 tons, 585, 2 AP Gauss, 1 ER small. Armors on the thing. They're at 271 BV apiece.
Nice.
And interestingly enough, they are 775,999 C bills.
That's cheap.
And a little bit of change.
Sign me up. You want a good healthcare package though.
Oh, dead set.
ProtoMech pilot. Wow.
And then I thought, well, I'm me, so I am that a-hole, but I'm being nice, okay? Really, seriously, I'm trying to be nice here. There's still something to be said for missile weapons, okay? You've proved it by building yours with all missile weapons. Correct. So what I did is I did the Doombud variant of the Gargoyle.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Nice.
They have an SRM-1 tube in each arm and 1 in the chest.
Oh.
Now, what we found out, interestingly, was that for every 3 Inferno missiles that hit a ProtoMech, you have to roll a single location, and that location is destroyed. Okay, so for every 3 missiles, Inferno-class missiles, that hit a ProtoMech, you are destroying a location. Okay? Work that into your heads. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
Okay?
Especially if you roll the torso.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I really didn't want to go too overboard, so I've not gone all Inferno ammo, but I've taken 31 shots of SRM standard ammo because I had 20 tons left over or 10 tons left over, and it was I didn't want to put anything out. I didn't have enough for armor, and I didn't have enough to change my engine rating or anything like that. It was only ammo that I could fit in there. So to make it up to 7 tons, I just stuck the extra one shot. So there's 31 rounds for that for standard ammo. And they've got the ER small laser still in the chest as well, by the way. And they've got 24 rounds of Inferno ammo.
On each of them?
On each of them.
Holy crap, dude.
Yeah. So...
How heavy is the AP?
An AP Gauss rifle is, I think, 5... It's like 1,000 or something, I think it is.
Okay.
Clan weapons, the AP Gauss. Weight in tons, it's 500 kilos.
Okay. Yeah, that's good.
Right, so the AP Gauss is 500, it's half a ton, the clan ones. So they're half a ton, which is 500 kilos. So I've used a ton of space out of my 7 to put those in there.
Yeah.
And that's at, like, I think it's like 20 tons per reload or something for the SRM ones, or 10 tons for the SRM ones.
10 tons?
10 kilos.
Kilos.
So you can fit a lot in 2 tons.
That's pretty
or
cool.
8 ton.
That's pretty good as a weapon. That's what everyone would be taking.
So he's got the same armor, so 30 points. He's got the same movement, the same ER small laser in the center, but I took the AP Gausses and their ammo out, and I put 3 SRM1s, 24 rounds of Inferno ammo, and 31 rounds of SRM ammo. And that comes out to 276 BV. So it's only 5 points more than the soldier one. So,
yeah,
there you go. 1,027,984.
Well, that went up a lot.
So yeah, it's a good 300,000 or 400,000 extra. But I got 2 of those.
So the newer tech's always more expensive, you know.
Yeah.
But they're a lot better.
And the Inferno ammo isn't cheap compared to standard ammo. Standard ammo is actually pretty cheap.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Yeah.
I like my guns. You get lots of them and they're cheap.
Dear. And then I thought, well, I was thinking back on the... I've got one more. So there's 2 soldiers, there's 2 Doom Buds, and I've got one more. And I thought, well, I don't want to take any more, like, cheesy ones. I don't want to do too much Inferno stuff.
Oh, thank you.
I'm being nice.
It's very kind of you, Tarron.
Like I said, the original one that I came up with was the Balrog, which was like 15 tons and had SRMs everywhere, the biggest I could find, and like a butt ton of Inferno ammo.
Yeah.
But I tried to give it the tail and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Give, so it'd be a
Partial
Balrog.
wing and everything.
Yeah, and I couldn't make it work, so I thought, bugger it. But I do like the rock with the ER medium laser, so I made basically a rock. I gave it a main gun location, and I gave it 1 extra point of armor, so it's got 31 points instead of 30.
Okay. Technically.
And then I gave it an ER medium laser in its main gun location.
All right then.
So
not much of a modification, but
no.
It's a good design anyway.
I thought, well, I couldn't remember what the one was, that it was the rock, but I couldn't remember which one it was. But I remembered one of them just had a big laser, and I thought, well, I'm going to take a
That's
big
the one
laser.
you want, that's it.
The ER medium was the best one I could come up with. That's 15 range, 7 damage.
Yep.
It's got all the same stuff except that 1 extra point of armor, and that goes basically on the main gun. Everything else is almost the same. It's got 1 less point on the torso to put 2 points on the main gun.
Yeah, it's because you want something.
Yeah, I've got 1 extra point overall, and I've taken 1 point off his torso, and that's 2 points on the gun then.
Well, fingers crossed for near misses versus them.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Well, the thing that annoyed me is that is 336 BV. That is like 60 points more than any of the others.
Yeah.
So I could have taken another soldier and been like way under your BV.
Yeah, true.
Way under.
It's just the longevity.
Yeah.
You can just keep operating.
At 585, 30 points of armor isn't too bad.
Yeah.
And 7 damage, 15 range. He's just bouncing around doing his thing.
Oh, yeah,
837,000 BV. So
we both have rocks, eh?
Seabills.
Both look the rock chassis from Gen 1. Give it a go. Because they're cool, aren't
genuinely moved from wanting something that would be maneuverable, annoying, reasonably armored, and reasonably damage dealing, and I ended up at the Rock. You started at the Rock and got something that was reasonably armored and reasonably maneuverable and very annoying. So
it's I was thinking you'd probably go along the lines of the Lupine.
I was thinking that, yeah, and I had originally thought I would do them as all quads, but then I thought, well, I better keep it reasonably simple. And like I say, I was trying to think of an animal or a name that I could give it, and I started with the name. I thought, okay, gargoyle. I originally latched onto harpy, but I thought, no, I don't want to do harpies. And gargoyle was the next one that really came up. I mean, I thought wolf instantly, because that's just what I do.
And it works.
It works. But then I thought, no, Tarron, branch out, do different things. You're a grown lad now. Get away from the wolves.
And, he just killed the play. All right, well, there you go. Well, they're cool. So I've sort of taken 5 of the same thing. You've got a bit of variety in yours, which is going to keep me on my toes.
And I think I could probably modify them to have like 5 or 6 different variants that would all do slightly different things. I'd probably take this Lancer out, which is the guy that what I call the guy with the laser, the medium laser. I would take him out as a variant. I just wouldn't bother with it because I don't know. It's good, but I was trying to fit in a bunch of laser weapons, and the fact that you have to put extra heat sinks for every one that you add on, it just exponentially gets out of control when you've only got 7 tons to work with. And you've used up quite a bit of that to get maneuverable. So, yeah. All good though. I think they'll do quite well.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing that, Tarron. Now we both sort of know what we're going up against and what sort of battles we're sort of looking at. But,
and
it's going to be cool.
Like I say, that's 44. That's 51. If I total all of the damage that I'm doing, I've got 51 points of damage there. So that's like
potential, yeah.
Yeah, and you can get an old school awesome, the 8Q for like 1600 BB.
We're going to have to do something like this.
This is 1430, and that's 20 points more damage, and each, like 11 points of it is running around hitting something different.
Yeah.
So
I can pull potentially 80 with mine.
Holy
potentially.
Crap. Because you've got the SRM4, so you've got a possibility to let down. But
so if everything hits, minimum,
it'd be, what have you got, 3 SR1s?
It'd be 5 missiles times 2 times 5, so 50. If everything hits, minimum 50 damage.
But anywhere up to 80.
Anywhere up to 80.
Nice.
God, that's a lot of damage, isn't it?
So
that's crazy.
My guys all have 5 points as a minimum that they can do every turn from here to the end of time, or until they blow up.
Man.
Because of that ER small laser, but they will run out of damage at some point.
Yeah.
But
I'll run out of ammo a lot before you.
Hopefully,
you've got energy weapons as well.
I had considered putting an AMS on there, but then I thought, no, Adam won't go lots of missiles. He'll expect me to go lots of missiles, so he'll take something with an AMS. So try and stay away from missiles, Tarron. Stop missiles. No missiles.
Do you know what my conversation was to myself?
What?
Along those lines? Because I was trying to fit one into mine as well. I said, I have to put an anti-missile system in because Tarron is going to take lots of missiles. But then I said, it takes away lots of my missiles to put one in mine, so I didn't bother.
Yep.
More missiles.
And when you're trying to squeeze stuff into a few tons instead of like 40 tons,
yeah, that's right.
It gets hard to put those little tweaks in there that make it so much better. But I'm quite happy with my squad.
Yeah.
The Doom Buds are a little cheesy, but if you take them out first, you'll be okay.
That's all right. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, mate.
No worries, man.
Thank you for watching. Consider subscribing and try and get some people to come along and watch more of our videos. I think that'd be good.
That would be fun.
Get more BattleTech players in, more comments, more ideas. It's always good. Get everyone
more stuffs.
It's all good.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll see you in the next video when we
Well, hopefully the battle.
We're going to be battling it.
Yeah, we got to
a series with
even everything out gunnery wise and BV wise, and then we're gonna crack on.
Yeah. All right.
All good.
Thank you, people. Goodbye.
Bye, guys.